Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video. In today's video I'm continuing the series where I talk about things I hate or dislike in different note-taking apps, and I've done a bunch of these, but this time it is time for Obsidian. And as I've said before, Obsidian is probably one of, if not the best note-taking app out there, but there is no such thing as the perfect note-taking or productivity app. So in today's video we are going to talk about things I'm not a big fan of. The first one is how hard it is to learn the app. I know that it is quite easy to do some of the basic things like taking notes and backlinking, or at least I think it is easy to backlink and to do some of the more basic formatting inside of here, but that is probably because I've spent most of the last year inside of different note-taking apps, and I have learned a couple of things. But in order for me to get this database right here, this thing right here, I actually had to do this, which I had to watch at least 3 or 4 YouTube videos before I could understand. And in order for me to get this tasks right here, I had to do this, which took around 10 YouTube videos. So it isn't that easy to do databases and to do a lot of the different things inside of Obsidian, which you see on YouTube. Like basic note taking is really easy, but a lot of the cool things you see on different YouTube videos is actually quite hard to learn. It might be that I just have no understanding of coding and probably never will, but I believe that it is at least a little hard to learn some of the things. The other thing I both like and dislike is actually the community plugins. I love them because you can make Obsidian do almost whatever you want. But on the other hand, there are just so many plugins, and to find every single right one and to be able to learn all of them, it is just so much work. And in my personal case, I would love to spend time organizing my note-taking app and learning my note-taking app instead of doing actual work. I would love it. There is no thing I would rather do than to learn and organize a note-taking app. Unfortunately, that stops me from actually doing work, so I can't be spending hours and hours testing out different plugins and learning every single one of them and trying to build myself the perfect system. So I have a love-hate relationship with community plugins because it is probably the best part about Obsidian. But on the other hand, it takes a while to learn all of these things. This one, for example, took me at least 2 hours to figure out how to use, but it is such a great plugin and I recommend it for those of you who store a lot of images and PDFs. This one is great. It helps you search through them. So that is the two main things. Another thing I dislike, I wouldn't say that I necessarily hate this, but I dislike it, is the fact that Obsidian stores everything locally, and there is markdown files and there is Obsidian sync. But in order for me to open my Obsidian vault inside of Obsidian on my work desktop, I have to download the app, and I can't just go around downloading everything I want on my work computer, even though I really want to. So having no web version, especially in my case where I have a lot of work notes stored into here, and I have a lot of traveling where I don't bring my main computers, it just is hard to use the app, and the mobile app isn't the best. I tend to use mobile a lot because I'm on the go a lot, so I have my mobile phone for or my iPhone for taking notes a lot of the time. So And that is also a thing I struggle with Obsidian, is the fact that it isn't an easy way to access your notes when you are on the go. So that's at least three things I dislike about this app, or two of them I hate, one I dislike. But overall, Obsidian is an amazing note-taking app, and I tend to recommend it to a lot of people, especially because it is so powerful and you can make it whatever you want it to be. So I'm not saying that because of these things Obsidian is terrible, just to have said that, I believe that Obsidian is one of the best, if not the best, note-taking app out there. And it can also function as your all-in-one productivity app, and it does an amazing job at that as well. The team is doing such and the community as well is doing such an amazing job with developing and sharing this app and make it easier to learn. But Obsidian is probably not for everyone. It at least isn't for the casual note taker who just wants to write different things down and want to use something like Apple Notes to just simply write things down. So that's a few things I do not like about Obsidian. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a thumbs up and like the video and subscribe. And as usual, I hope to see you again quite soon. And if you had any more questions, feel free to leave them down below and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's video.